Hey guys, welcome back to the Habs Tonight channel. This is the Postgame Show. Deeksy's in a mood right now, just rocking his, what is it, Drew Doughty?
Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
it's Kopitar. I lied. I totally lied.
Oh, well, close enough.
Yeah.
Not really, but tough one tonight. I think we deserved to win that game 100%. One of our best efforts, I find, especially in the third period. The second period was a little bit for me, but team rallied back and we deserve this one. What do you think?
Oh, I'm rarely in a bad mood, but I'm in a bad mood. So probably just a combination of things. With the Kerry news earlier today, it's a personal thing, but it hit home for me
Mhm.
with what's going on with him. But this game, my gosh, like how much harder can you try and you still don't get the result? Like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
unbelievable. Evans scores that ridiculous dangle goal, and like just finally there was emotion back in the game. Pizzetta finally did what he was brought in to do
Mhm.
and bring the emotion, bring the guys into it. Get some emotion for the first time really all season in my mind. And we really needed to close it out on that power play at the end, but we couldn't, and it hurt us. So that's where it ended.
But the positive for me on that power play is at least we were able to set up, get a few shots in. It was one of our better power plays that I found. It wasn't something like we're just constantly just missing the puck and not setting up. We at least set up. We tried to get something going. Mike Hoffman was just shooting from everywhere.
Yeah.
We got some good chances. We just couldn't capitalize on them, which in the end, at the end of the day, that's what matters, right? We just couldn't get it. But you mentioned it. Jake Evans tonight was all over the ice, absolutely deserved this goal. One of his most beautiful goals of his career so far, in my opinion.
Oh, it's his best one by far. Yeah, 100%. That's what's frustrating. Even more so tonight is just the battle that they showed at the end, and then we finally get to overtime. I mean, we had our chances in overtime too,
Yeah.
and Jake played a lot in that overtime. You don't really see him much in the 3-on-3, and that's probably where you're probably thinking like, man, it would have been nice to have Cole, but
Yeah.
regardless, he wasn't there. So yeah, Jakey, friend of Habs tonight, did a great interview with us this past summer, and it was just nice to see him get rewarded, right? Because he's got a good connection with us.
He goes straight up on the interview. I'm not practicing any dangles or anything. Straight up dangles tonight. So you love to see it. He's been great. He's been consistent this year. I know he's been in and out of the lineup a little bit, but I absolutely love Jake Allen's Jake Evans game tonight. And well, Jake Allen too,
And
if we
Jake
want to
Allen.
touch on him. He had some amazing saves and even one of your saves that you were going to describe. It's kind of like a Carey Price-esque, right?
Oh, 100%. It was like an homage to Carey today. That one, he looked like
It was
Carey when he made it.
beautiful.
I mean, you heard that the oh from the crowd, like that sound that they would make when Carey would make a save like that. So Jake doing his best Carey Price impression tonight. That was an
It was
unbelievable
nice
save. It was a game-changing save. It allowed us to get back in the game and tie it.
for sure.
So that was massive. Just on an emotional level. Like again, like there just wasn't enough emotion all season for me, and then finally you see it tonight. But it started with that save. That save
Yeah.
was the turning point to give the Habs a chance.
And another key turning point for me was Michael Pizzetta just going after Brandon Lemieux. And I know that extra penalty could have just killed us because it's an awkward time to take when you're down by one, and our penalty kill is not the best. But he just rallied, and I feel like it gave a little bit of boost to the team, right? Like even Gallagher draws that high sticking penalty, which again was a turnaround in the game. So key moments tonight where the team rallied, fought back, won a few battles. Romanov, let's talk about him for a second.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Romanov is
Yeah.
like a Siberian train right now, and I'm here for it. I am here for it.
Well, it was right after Lemieux wouldn't fight Pizzetta, right? So
Yeah.
um, there was just a lot of back and forth, some good hits from both sides, and then finally Romanov with the train just boom laying the smackdown, and the crowd
All game.
celebrated like it was a goal. So it was nice to see those guys, step up and just bring the building to life. you know, Habs fans want it so bad. Like, you know what the thing is for me, Nick, is like even in these games that they've lost, and the poor start that they've had, like the fans, you can just tell, like when they're about to score, have a scoring chance, they just want it so bad. And
Team
like
feeds
that's the
off of
fans
it.
you're playing in front of, right? Like it
Yeah.
just makes me really appreciate the true passionate Montreal supporters, because my gosh, like we want it so bad, but it's just still not quite there, and it's got to be even more frustrating for these guys. They deserve the win.
100%. Like you're putting in the effort. It doesn't come out the way you wanted to, but positive tonight is that we do still grab a point from this. So it's not like we leave empty-handed and lost with another blowout 5-2, 6-2 win. Brando and I said it in the pregame that all we want, if we're going to lose, at least we lost with a bit of dignity and
Yeah,
we fought throughout the game. So I'm happy. Like obviously, I'm not happy that we lost, but I'm happy that at least we get a point and that it looked a lot better tonight. There's still some key things that we're going to need to work on. Obviously, the power play, I thought it was a big improvement later on during the game. Our penalty kill is going to have to sharpen up because it's you can't keep going on like this. Your special units aren't producing. I don't know what's going to need to happen for that.
yeah. I mean, the power play did look a lot better, though. You're right. Like
Mhm.
the puck movement, and that's why even I thought they should have, like that was their opportunity, really was to end it with Phil Deneau in the penalty box there. Like that was the opportunity to get the ice dagger and really put the exclamation on what would have been a great win. That's
Yeah,
what pissed me off too. Is like you got the perfect case scenario. You got Phil Deneau, who bet on himself, left town, even though he said he didn't want to leave. Well, it's bull because he left, and you know he's in the penalty box with the last 2 minutes of the game. Game's
Cinderella
tied.
story.
How much better of a situation can you get? Like, and that's what you just, in those situations you got to finish. And Mike Hoffman was doing everything he freaking could to try to bury one.
Suzuki
Um,
too.
Suzuki had an unbelievable game. He had that like one arm pass earlier in the game. He
He's
had a
so
he had a
slick with the puck.
like he's looking like a number one center again. Like he's
Yeah,
so definitely loved his game as well. And I think I'll touch on Nick just for a second. Like even in the first period, I think it was he was by himself. I don't know if you remember that play, by himself, and
yeah.
he had a shot on net and then recovered the puck twice and then shipped it up to the point
Shift
for
it up.
another
Yeah,
chance. Like what more can you ask from this kid? Like, and that's what was kind of bugging me in the beginning of this game, is he was the only one generating anything.
yeah.
And that was like just finally the guys showed up later in the game. But yeah.
Gallagher said it countless times too, right? Suzuki's the guy that stands up in the big moments where you need that type of player, and he's that guy right now. So excited to see Nick Suzuki just playing that way. It's exciting to watch. It's he's always going to give his 110%, and if he doesn't, he's going to make up for it the next game. So sucks for the boys that they couldn't get the W tonight, but for me, it's still a lot of positive. I want to touch on this comment here. It's the small step we needed. Yes, we needed a little bit of hope. Tonight was a little bit of hope for me. I know we didn't win. I know that moral victories don't mean absolute shit for you guys, but for me, a moral victory is what we might need. What if we turn it around as of next game and start building off that energy? You know,
Yeah.
maybe not. Maybe yes. Anything can happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, a point is better than no points. I mean, like it's not like
Exactly.
we walked away with nothing. It was the first game that we played in overtime or a shootout all season so far, in our 14th game of the season. And last year we had what, like 9 or 10 overtime losses. So to get to overtime and just to get all the chances that we got, I mean, like, and that's the other thing too is, geez, I can't even think of LA's backup goalie, because I'm a big Jonathan Quick fan. I really like Quick.
Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson. Like he made so many glove saves, looking like Jose Theodore with the right hand. And just so many chances on that guy. And he
Mhm.
to me, he was the first star for the LA Kings easily. And then was it Iafallo, or who was it that scored 6 seconds into this third period? Like that was ridiculous.
We need to touch on this. So at Habs tonight, we praise Habsitivity. We do not shit on players. We do not. We're not those types of people. But I feel like we need to address David Savard, whom I defended at the start of the season, saying, he's coming to a different team. Give him a few games for him to settle in, kind of like Joel Edmondson when he came in last time. Took him
Yeah.
a few games to get into the groove, and now he's one of your most important top fours. So for David Savoie, for me, it was, he's going to get settled into it, but I find there's no progress. It's just getting worse and worse. And tonight, not to be rude and no disrespect to him, but on that second goal, it was like a pylon on the ice. Literally just went around, shoots and scores.
Yeah, like
Like we're
I don't know.
God, it was bad.
I don't know what to make of him, because he also could have had 3 goals at this point too. Like in the game we went to in the home opener, like Savard came, like he came in and just all he had to do was roof it and he passed it. Like it's just he's in his own head clearly too. And I'm not going to excuse his play. Like he hasn't had a
No,
good
no,
game. Like he hasn't had
no.
much going for him. And that's why this team is just so disheveled without Price, without Weber, like without Perry, without Byron. Drew M was out tonight. I was amazed Dvorak played. They said he was a game time decision. Like this team
Anderson
is
too,
just
yeah.
so like
It's everywhere.
it's just there's just a sad vibe around this team. I'm sorry, but there is. Like I'm not dumping on anybody per se, but what I'm saying is like after what we heard about Carey today too, like it's just sad. Like there's a sad feeling around this team, and it's like sad to say that, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah.
It's just hockey, but like, we're so invested in this team, and like they win and we're happy. They lose and we're sad. Like it's just they help ride our emotions throughout the season.
It's
And
emotional roller coaster.
maybe I'm just spending too much time on this team. Like I don't know what it is. Like I just think that you let it get to you, right? And I think that I've let it get to me. And it's not easy, like just being a fan of a team. Like think about it. Like think about the teams that are just used to losing and just accept it. Like the
Think
Buffalo
about Buffalo
Sabres
fans.
Yeah, like just right.
We're Buffalo fans. We're so sorry.
We are, but like, but those guys have hope finally after the Eichel saga is finally over. But
yeah, there's that.
I think it's just I don't know. There's just with all the stuff coming out the last year and a half and all the hockey stories coming out, like just the ugliness of the world's I don't know, it's just like overwhelming. I don't mean to get so emotional, but it's been that kind of day, been that kind of
yeah, it's been an overwhelming day and overwhelming few months, like you said. Like
I need counseling.
Seeing I can do that after hours too. Just my phone's open, I'll listen.
I need counseling. I do.
Vodka?
It's just water. I can't even lie to you guys because you'd see
just
it
making
more.
sure.
Yeah.
It's like there's just making sure.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's disappointing. You know what this team is capable of. You're looking at the lineup. You know we've got the talent to win. We have the talent to be so much better. I said this in the pregame today, where my main player that I was going to watch was going to be Christian Dvorak. I haven't been ecstatic about his game lately. Like, yes, he's been winning some key faceoffs for us, which we need. But offensively, I haven't been seeing what everybody's been praising and what we saw of him in the preseason, right? So tonight was kind of a bit of a redemption for him in my book. He was great on faceoffs, especially on the power plays. And you saw him take more shots on the net. He was more visible. So for me, it was a little bit of an improvement for Christian Dvorak tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. And the last image in my head of him is winning that faceoff clean near the end of the game.
Clean.
Right. Like just
Cleanest
how often
one.
do you see a Montreal Canadiens centerman do that
You don't.
ever? Like he just won it clean to the point, and then it gave Montreal a chance to win the game. So yeah, I definitely liked his game tonight for sure. That's a good observation. And it was him that drew the penalty on Deneau. So that was a bonus.
Which is perfect. Yeah.
You know.
Touch on Graham's comment here. What's everyone's thoughts on the pairings and the chemistry? I was fine with it tonight. Like I found even Charrett always takes that one penalty a game that everybody keeps whining about here, but
Yeah.
he had last game against the Kings, he had 4 shots on net. Tonight in the first period, he had 5 shots on net and ends up scoring. If you take a look at that replay from the other side, it's amazing how that puck went in. So I found Charrett was really good tonight. There's a lot of rumors going around that his name is trending in the trading market. So is this good for us that his value's going up? I don't know, but is this a guy that you'd be looking to move if you had the opportunity to?
I just think he looks unhappy. I don't know. I just think that Sherratt seems like he's had his moment in Montreal. It's the last year of his contract. He talked about when he got traded to Montreal how he looked forward to playing in the Bell Center on a Saturday night. And now that he's done that, he's kind of, went on a long playoff run with the team. Just reading body language and just facial expressions, like I could be reading way too into it. Maybe he still likes
Mhm.
playing there, but I just think the writing's on the wall for him. Kind of like Bergie, like Bergie's done after this year, and I think that with Ben, he's been a great defenseman overall. But I think the next coming of him would be Caden Gooley. So
Yeah,
um, I don't think
yeah.
that's. I mean,
Next year, maybe.
obviously next year, yeah, like at the earliest for Gooley, because let's like you and Dale touched on in yesterday's show, keep him on the right development path.
Yeah,
Just keep him there because we keep rushing guys. We're not sure what's going to happen with Cole's development now. Like just all these questions around prospects and just continuing to ruin their progression. We just don't want to see that anymore, right? So
exactly.
long-winded answer of saying I think Ben Sherrod probably doesn't return after this year. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets moved at the deadline if we're still
Yeah.
going downhill.
I was just about to say the same thing. If the team doesn't improve before trade deadline, you have to think that Jarrett, with the season that he's having so far too, that he's gonna get moved. And honestly, I'm a fan of Ben Sherrod. I always liked him with the team. He's a big guy. He's a reliable D. So if we can get something back in return, preferably right away and not just a draft pick, I mean, would kind of be useful right now. But
Yeah,
who knows what's gonna happen? I mean, this year is such a roller coaster. We don't know what's gonna happen and when.
yeah,
And to touch back, Graham, on this, how long until Hoffman starts being unhappy? I'm
he
not
looks
seeing this as
fine.
an issue. He looks fine.
He looks
And
fine. Yeah,
we have Dom Duchamp, who even said, was it this week, or I don't remember when exactly, but he turns around and he says, people thought that Mike Hoffman could be like a cancer in a locker room or a distraction, and he's one of the most invested guys right now to the success of this team. So
yep.
Mike
I've
Hoffman does
noticed
not look
him.
unhappy,
Yeah,
and I don't see him being unhappy at all. Like, he's doing good. I'm fine with how he's playing. He's no issues with Mike Hoffman, and I was one of the most skeptical ones when Mike Hoffman's name came up before the season.
yeah. We all
So,
knew about what happened with Ottawa with his wife and stuff. And like you know what, there's opportunity for redemption for everybody. So hopefully that's what happened. And he's a Montreal Canadian now. And honestly, he had what, like 4 goals in 4 games or 3 in 3 games not too long ago.
yeah.
But he also, like in Hoffman, you see the experience when he handles the puck, and even when he doesn't have the puck, little plays that he makes. Like just like I noticed that with John Tavares too. They call him like the little thing king. Um, and I feel like the little things that Hoffman does, like just smart little plays, just the quick little plays that you might not really notice. I notice those. And I find that Hoffman's been one of the most engaged lately, like just
Yeah.
confident skating around with the puck, just knows where to be, knows what he's doing, doesn't look unsure of
Mhm.
himself in any aspect of his game. So, um, I mean, with that question about how long is it going to take for him to be unhappy, I don't know, but I mean, I think that this team is in such disarray and they're just going through it and so incomplete as a group. It's hard to really put your finger on it and define how this team's
Mhm.
going to get better because I think I want to ask you this. And we've talked a good amount about the game already and all this talk about rebuild. I don't think the Canadians have been built for a rebuild. So I don't think that's happening. I just really don't see it.
Dale and I quickly touched on this yesterday too. So you've got a guy like Trevor Timmons. So I saw this on Le 5 à 7 on RDS yesterday, who they said that since we got Timmons in 2003, we have failed to develop a 70-point and more leading scorer on our team and on other teams. So if they got moved. So that to me is an issue. I don't know for everybody else, but if you fail to develop one single guy, and if you take a look at our rap sheet for the past 15 years, it's not good. Let's be honest. And that's no disrespect to all the players. They're all talented. They all got drafted for a reason, but it's not good. So you're going to rebuild. Okay. Where's your rebuild going to start? Like you said, we're not built for it. If you're going to rebuild and fully commit to our word, you're going to piss off the fan base. But yet again, anything pisses off the fan base. So you're going to rebuild, clear house. You're going to have to clear from Timmins, Bergevin, clear the bench while you're at it, which is not going to happen, by the way, and get a president of hockey ops. rebuild completely from the ground up, and anybody who you're going to get for scouting, get somebody who's, I don't want to say younger, but I don't know, just some pep, something
Yeah.
like
I think
it.
you'll see. I think you'll see Vincent Damphousse get involved in this franchise, and I'm not saying he'll be the next GM, but I think you're going to see a guy like him involved. Like you're going to
Mhm.
see a former player come in. That's just something the Canadians have a tradition of doing, bringing in French players. I think you're going to see Vincent Damphousse involved. Maybe president of hockey ops, something along those lines. People have suggested Matthew Darsh. You
Mhm.
know, I don't think
There's a
Patrick Roy
lot of
is ever going to come into this
no,
franchise,
no,
but I
I'm not
mean,
getting into that one.
no, it's but the long and short of it is Mark Bergevin unfortunately did not build you a team that is rebuildable right now. It's
No, not
just
right now.
there's too
No.
many guys signed long term. You've got too many guys that are younger. You got Suzuki, Scally, Toffoli, Anderson, Petrie just re-signed. You still got Shea Weber's contract on the books, which we'll figure that out soon enough. But this,
Yeah.
like, you just re-signed Armia. Like there's just loose ends like there's Lecky, guys on 1-year deals that
Mhm.
maybe you'll see gone from the team at the end of this year. It's not built for a rebuild right now. So
Lots
don't
of
look forward
question
to a
marks.
rebuild. I don't want to hear the name
No.
Shane Wright again either. Like I don't want to think about that right now. So
See,
that's
Dale and
just
I
where I'm
touched
at.
on this on yesterday's video for Shane Wright. So you're never going to get a team that's going to get together and say, "Let's tank for a first round pick."
Yeah.
You play hockey for a reason. It's to win. You're competitive, and you're never going to look at your teammates and say that and be accepted. Dale confirmed this.
Yep.
So, and even so, let's say that you do keep losing and get in a position where you get a better draft pick. What are the odds that you're going to get the first round pick? It's a lottery. And thank you, Jeff, here for saying that. Exactly. It's a lottery. With
Yeah.
our luck, we'd probably freaking lose it anyways.
We all
So,
thought we were going to get Lafreniere. Remember, we all thought we were getting him
yeah, how'd
because
that
of
turn out? How's that
yeah.
going? So, you know,
Ruined our night. I know.
and with our track of development, we're probably going to mess it up.
Yeah. It's hard to be optimistic in that regard, right? And
Exactly. I'm
touching
not
back
even
on
thinking about freaking drafting right now.
no,
Least of my worries.
no, like let's figure out how to fix the team we currently have first and then
Instead
worry
of
about
getting
that
into
later.
issues about the future that's so uncertain. There's so many question marks. Like,
Yeah.
I know that everybody likes to speculate, like we're speculating right now, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's tiresome to just hear, yeah, tank for Shane, tank for Wright, like he's right, like all those freaking puns, like stop
Yeah.
it.
It's just cookies for fans, but I mean like at the end of the day, if all you're thinking about is Shane Wright right now, just don't watch the Canadians. Like don't even tell people you're a Montreal Canadiens fan because nobody wants to hear this right now. It's
No.
not what we need to hear. And watch the episode just yesterday. If you have time to invest, please do watch the episode with Annik and Dale where he talks specifically. And we're going to clip this part of the episode as well.
Yeah, starting
But
tomorrow we're gonna get on some clips, you and I, but it's been a
yeah,
long day here. But yeah,
make sure you watch that episode.
Dale touches on a lot of great content, starting with Kyle Beach and all
Yes.
the NHL shit show right now. There's been even more releases today that blows my mind. But absolutely amazing interview on behalf of Dale. Touches on the Montreal struggles right now too. Who's standing up in the room? Who's your leader right now? That's like he said, this is a main issue. You don't think that guys from last year like Perry, Stahl, all those guys, they're gone. Right now, it's Gallagher. He's your main guy,
Yep.
but he's not the most vocal guy in the room. He shows it on the ice. So who's standing up in that locker room, pumping these guys up and giving the Shea Weber dirty look? Or we need that.
Unfortunately, it's just not there. That's what I think.
No, we don't have an identity anymore. We used to be the Montreal Canadiens. They're fast. They are this. Now it's Montreal Canadiens. They stand three people in front of a net like it's soccer.
Yeah, we saw Chris Nyland, friend of
Yeah,
the show,
thank you,
also
Chris Nyland.
for that. But
Like it's
yeah, it's
yeah,
hard. And
Josh Anderson here could be a leader, that's for sure. He
yeah,
could.
but you guys touched on it. I don't want to say who who you said is going to be the next captain, but that's going to be a clip we're going to release this week. Is that who Dale Weiss thinks the next captain of the Montreal Canadiens should be? Is it Brendan Gallagher? Is it Jeff Petrie? Is it Nick Suzuki?
Paul
You know,
Byron.
Paul Byron, like who knows? Like just there's candidates out there that and Dale did reveal who he thinks is going to be, in fact, the next captain of the Canadiens. So we're going to release a lot of stuff this week, guys. So if this is your first time tuning in, please subscribe to the Habs Tonight show here. It's a very unique show where a former Montreal Canadian, of course, Dale, who's a friend, has become like a friend of ours, and really a friend to the fans, because that's the thing. This show really is for the fans, even though we're fans too. Having a little bit of fun tonight, throwing on the LA Kings jersey. I lost a bet with myself, so that's why I'm wearing it. But
I shouldn't be laughing. I'm sorry.
It is funny, but we have to laugh after a hard loss. So, but long and short of it, we have a lot of great stuff on this show, and we're
we do,
proud to share it with everybody.
Right now we are looking to add. I still can't talk from the pregame. To add some new hosts to come host with us. So if you think you've got what it takes to share some Habsitivity and to talk some positive hockey, if you're passionate about hockey and especially the Montreal Canadiens, go on our social medias, send us your audition video or email it to us, and I'll get back in touch with you to set up a video call, see where it goes. We already have like tens of people who started applying here. So I have a busy tomorrow getting in touch with some people, but it's cool. Like, we love what we do, and hopefully you can like it with us.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to do this tonight, and I think we'll wrap up here. But
Yeah.
we love to bring you guys on this show live after games. We had a great run in the playoffs, of course. Even in the last several games of the regular season, a lot of fans coming on the show. We just simply email you a link. You click on the link. You can come on the show from your phone. You can come on from your laptop or computer. So it's really great to get all the fans involved in this show. That's what's different and unique about us, is it's interactive and unique. You get to be on the show live with a former Montreal Canadian player, interact with him. And also when we do have guests on, Annik, it's important to remind everybody sometimes when they're live and we have them on live, we can't always get them live with the time zone restrictions, with Dale being in Sweden, but we get to have you guys interact with our guests, former players, and all that kind of stuff, ask them questions. So it's really unique, this brand, and that's why we're proud to do it. And habstonight.net just releasing a new Habsitivity sweater, which is beautiful.
Yes.
So check all that stuff out. And again, subscribe and follow us everywhere. We got Adrian. We just added Adrian to the team, so shout out to him.
Shout out to Adrian for he's going to be basically helping us with a little bit more behind the scenes. So he's taking care of our TikTok right now. So follow us on TikTok. It's just at Habs Tonight. And he's going to be jumping on and maybe helping me with some clippings as well for social media. So Adrian's been a longtime fan of the show, and we're really happy to have him on here. He's extra excited to be working with us too. So it's a great fit, and we're looking for more people who are passionate just like him to come join us as hosting, to host pregame shows, postgame shows, maybe even Flashback Fridays with us. You and I are going to get back on that eventually.
Yeah, so we could use some help though. So if you're out there, send us a video. Yeah,
I'm going to answer to everybody, so there's no bad questions here. Send us your questions or whatever, and we'll jump on it. And to touch on this comment here, Dale is back in Sweden. He arrived last week, much better from his injury, and he should start playing this week, I think. Not too sure, but
yeah, he says he's getting close.
He's back and doing much better, so it's great news.
For sure. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yes, on that note, thank you so much, Drew. I hope you get cheered up by taking that shirt off.
Yeah.
And
can't wait to get it out. Yeah.
Just burn it.
I feel sick right now. Actually, now it's starting to bother me.
Well, then we will let you go, and have a good night, you guys. Thank you so much for watching the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out Dale and I's video from yesterday. Enjoy your evening, and we will see you later on this week.
Don't let the jersey fool you. Go Habs, go.